Hey everybody, Steve Stine here, and today what we're going to be doing is talking about how to create more creative arpeggios for you to have some fun with. Instead of just playing, a C major chord and creating a C major arpeggio, what we want to do is find some other things that might be more colorful, might be more interesting for you to play, and certainly more fun. So if you enjoy this video, please do me a favor, share it and subscribe to the channel, and let's get going. All right, so let's set this up first. What is an arpeggio? When we talk about the word arpeggio, what are we talking about? Now, you might say arpeggio or arpeggio. It doesn't matter how you say it, but what we're doing is talking about a broken chord. So instead of just playing a C chord and doing this, we would do something like this. And as we do that, we are arpeggiating through the chord. We're breaking the notes apart. Okay? Now, as guitar players, usually that's not enough, though. We like to try and play these kind of unique flowing shapes across the guitar because it sounds really interesting. Now, we use the term, as guitar players, we use this term sweeping, which is the movement of the pick like this. I'm not really talking about that. What I'm talking about is trying to take the notes that you're playing, that you're breaking apart, and trying to make this a little more creative as you go. You can use the sweep technique, but it's not just about sweeping. So let's go ahead and just take a look at a C major bar chord here. Okay, now we could take this chord and just play it like that, and we'd be playing, in essence, an arpeggio. Now what I want to do, though, is I want to make more of the appropriate shape by using what we call the root, the third, and the fifth. And if you don't know what those are, do not worry about it. Just follow what I'm doing here so you can kind of see what I'm playing. So I'm going to play C, E, and G. And then what I'm going to do is play the next octave. I'm going to play C, E, and G, and then end with the C up here. And this might be a shape that you've seen before, so it looks like this. Now that would be the normal C major arpeggio that oftentimes guitar players would play. Now let's try and make it a little more interesting and a little more functional when we play it, okay? So what we're going to do with this chord is, instead of just playing C, E, and G, we're going to expand it a couple of different ways. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add in the note B, which we refer to as the major seventh. So now it looks like this. Because I'm adding the B here and the B here. So it sounds kind of fun. And what you're going to notice as well is it's adding a little bit more of a scale feel as opposed to just having one note on each string, which really they don't anyway because we play, that sort of thing anyway. So this major seventh is adding a little bit of color to this thing that wasn't existing in the regular chord. And the other thing that's nice about it is it makes it flow just a little bit easier as you're actually playing it. Because oftentimes we don't think about the functionality of what we're trying to do. We're just trying to learn whatever the tab says or whatever the notation says or whatever it might be. And we forget about the fact that we actually have to try and execute this thing that we're trying to play. And sometimes if we change something about this approach, it makes it easier for us to play. So I like the feel of this. Kind of thing. Now what I'm going to do next is I'm going to add in another note, and I'm just going to keep kind of morphing it. You can kind of figure out what you like the best about it and then use that. So the next thing I'm going to do is add in the second note, which is often referred to as the ninth. And when I add that in, its octave is right there as well. So I have, which is getting a bit scalular now. We're hearing more of a scale. So that sounds kind of fun, adding in that ninth. So what I like to do then is take this, and maybe I'm playing over this and I've got a scale. and then I want to drop into. It could be anything, but what I'm going to do with this scale now, or this arpeggio that I'm playing, is I'm going to take some stuff out of it. I'm going to remove the C on the third string here. So I've got 3 notes on this string, 1 here. I'm playing the root, the second, and the third, or we could call this the ninth. Again, people refer to this as the ninth. And I'm going to my fifth, and then right here is my major 7. I'm going to remove my root, my C, and I'm just going to go up to the ninth here. So now I get this kind of unique shape like this. Okay, so it's kind of cool. Now what I might do from there is actually remove the ninth from down here. So now I have 2 notes on this string. 1 note here, 2 notes here. And you see how I've created something new just by kind of exploring what's happening? Now, I could look at this from a theoretical standpoint and go, well, this is the root, and this is the ninth, and this is the major 7th, and that sort of thing, which is great. Okay, I can validate it that way, or I can just simply explore it and find some things that I think are useful, that sound good, right? So as I'm playing this, now I've got this unique shape. And I can always drop back into my scale playing at any time. But this gives me a nice little skeletal movement across the guitar that we've just defined in a theoretical sense where the notes are coming from and then taking things out. But the truth is they're all just part of the scale, right? So it's something kind of fun for you to explore and see if you can use in your playing. So I'm going to give you a bunch of different arpeggio ideas as we keep going here in different videos. I don't want to take too much of your time, but start with this and see if you can come up with some unique ideas on your own and let me know how things go for you, okay? So remember, please share and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. I've got a bunch of other videos that you can certainly take a look at. And remember to stay positive and keep practicing. Hey, thank you so much for watching. Make sure that you click the subscribe button so you're always notified when I have new videos. And if you need help choosing a guitar course that's perfect for you, make sure that you click the Help Me Choose link in the description.